All right, you guys, so last video, we went ahead and installed some H&R lowering springs on my 2014 Dodge Charger RT all-wheel drive. And as you guys can see, we have my summer wheels and tires on here now that I think look a lot better. If you guys haven't seen the first video, make sure to go check that out. We did a little installation, not really a how-to, but just kind of like the process of going over it, as well as it's on the stock wheels. And it was snowing, so if you guys want to see that, go check it out. But this is going to be like a little 500-mile update of how it rides, and ultimately, do I recommend doing this to your car? Because just like everything, there are pros and cons. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go over some of those today. Do I recommend doing this? I don't know. Stay tuned and I'll tell you guys some of the pros and cons. It's really pretty much just going to be up to you. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's get into it, guys. Before I continue this video, I always get questions about these wheels. So I'm gonna tell you guys right now, that's the fitment of them. They do sit pretty dang flush, which I love, because if you guys know, there we go, like pretty much exactly flush on the rear. But if you guys know that these cars from factory have pretty bad wheel fitment and offset, so these are SRT 10 replicas. They're 20-inch rims. Now, I do not know the offset because I have had these wheels for about 3.5 years, and initially they were on my Chrysler 300. And 3.5 years ago, I didn't really know anything about offset or speccing my wheels or anything, so I do not know, but they are from Bell Tire. So if you look up Bell Tire and maybe put in the Chrysler 300 wheels, these might come up. Like I said, 20-inch wheels. They're wrapped in 245 wide. And the stock ones are 19 by 235, so they're a little bit wider, but nothing crazy. Again, it is the all-wheel drive model, so the wheels just naturally, when I got these, they just weren't wide at all. So I would be looking to get maybe some wider ones in the future, but for now, you know, with the car being pretty much stock, they do the job. But yeah, so that's the verdict on the wheels. So before you guys go put in the comments what wheels are these, there you go. 20-inch wheels, SRT 10 replica from Bell Tire. I do not know the exact offset. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, guys, now that that's out of the way, let's get back to the topic. And is it worth lowering your car on just some lowering springs? These are H&R lowering springs, like I said. And just like everything, there are, you know, pros and cons. Would I do it again? The simple answer is yes, guys. And I mean, you guys can see the pros right here. I don't know if you guys remember, but like, look at that fitment. I could fit a whole fist in there. And now I can barely just get my fingers in there. Let's go to the back. Again, used to be able to fit the whole fist. And I believe the all-wheel drive naturally sat higher, but I mean, 2-finger wheel gap. I think it's perfect. I know there's gonna be a lot of questions about rubbing. I really don't rub, like running my fingers through here, guys. It's pretty smooth. Again, like I said, didn't roll my fenders, didn't have to do any of that, which even if you did have to roll your fenders, that's not that big of a deal. But I mean, it's smooth right here. You guys probably won't be able to see it, but no dents, nothing. And I live in the beautiful state of Michigan, and pothole season is upon us. But I'll get into that in a second. But you guys, time to get into some of the cons. Well, I guess not really a con, but the suspension, you don't really feel the body roll as much because it is way stiffer. This car before, for any of you guys that know the stock suspension, the body roll is crazy. It's definitely tighter as far as that aspect of it goes. And I did have someone mention last video that they asked if I got camber. Now naturally with lowering a car, you are gonna get a little bit of camber, and I don't know if you guys can pick that up on camera, but the rear, both sides of the rear are tilted in a little bit, you can fix that with an alignment. But as far as like uneven tire tread, I mean, over time, yeah, it's gonna get pretty uneven. I mean, you guys really can't even see it, but I mean, nothing really with these tires at all. It has only been about 500 miles, but you are gonna get, again, uneven tire wear, tread over time if you don't get an alignment. But you know, that's not something that you have to fix right away, and it's not really a major problem. All right, you guys, now I'm gonna talk about the biggest kind of con from doing this, and you guys probably could already imagine, but it is gonna be the stiffness, the ride quality. Now, if you're someone like me, before I even lowered my car, I'd always try my best to avoid potholes and go slow over train tracks and things like that. So, you know, watching out for imperfections in the road was kind of, you know, already ingrained into me, so I was used to it. But if you guys do this and you do not watch out for potholes and, you know, try to go diagonal over some train tracks and slow down a little bit, you guys are not going to want to do this if you can't, you know, just be aware of the road, because you will end up destroying your front end, because it is a lot stiffer, if you can imagine. Like, just to put it into perspective, if my mom or my sister, you know, wanted to go out and drive the car for some reason, I don't think I would trust them, honestly, just because, you know, they don't really look out for the road. Now, my father, he is a car guy, so if I tell him, hey, be careful of potholes and all that, which he already knows, you know, he'll do it, you know. So, I mean, it's just something that you can train yourself on. You know, if you're always weary of, you know, big holes and stuff in the road, then again, these are fine, because, you know, you don't really want to hit those anyway, even with stock suspension, but you will definitely feel them a lot more if you don't watch out for those big potholes, guys. Especially here in Michigan, we get them all over the place. All right, you guys, enough with all that negativity stuff, though, all the cons. Let's get into the pros. I mean, just, you cannot beat the way that it looks lowered. Like, I love it. Honestly, it completely, I think wheels and tires, as well as suspension, will completely transform the way a car looks. I mean, it just looks, in my opinion, night and day. You know, I'm someone who always thinks great fitment on a car just completely just makes it so much better. And, you know, when you sacrifice some things like, you know, a little bit of ride quality going over potholes and stuff, versus the way it looks. I mean, I get so many compliments. I mean, people that obviously know what fitment is. I mean, obviously it's not perfect, it's nothing crazy, but, you know, for $200 what I paid for the springs, and just some wheels and tires, I mean, it looks so much better in my opinion, guys. So that is why I would say, you know, do it. Go ahead and do it, just because it does look so good, guys. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I pretty much covered all the topics. If you guys do have any questions, just let me know in the comment section down below, and I will be sure to answer them. And also let me know what you guys would like to see in the future. But yeah, this was definitely a good mod. Something that, you know, I wasn't too sure of in the beginning, but now that I've done it, I'm glad that I've done it. I thought about just doing maybe some driving in cabin, and I did some of that. But you really can't tell with the bumps just over camera. You really can't tell anything at all. So I guess that's a good thing, that, you know, you can't really tell. It does bounce a little bit. If you go over some uneven road, it will bounce. But, I mean, for the most part, that's only like 5% of the time. So, you know, I would definitely recommend doing it if you're, you know, you're really pressed on getting a better fitment. But if you're someone who you think that you might not be able to watch out for potholes. Now, obviously, I can't, you know, maneuver around all of them. That would just be impossible. But, you know, just trying your best, I guess, to not hit them. If you think you could do that, I'd 100% go ahead and do this modification, guys, because just what you get with it is just, I mean, I don't know. I love it. Every time I look at the car, you know, walking out of the store, if you're like me, you're just looking at the car from a distance like, dang, that's my car. It looks so good. So that's the kind of guy I am. I just try to make sure it's clean, you know. And now it's low. So we're low and slow, I guess, is the motto for this car, low and slow. But I appreciate you guys watching this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. We recently just passed 500. I appreciate that, guys. Car content season is almost here, car season in Michigan. So we're gonna have some content coming. Content for this, content for Nick's Charger, content for my C4. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it. But yep, just like that, guys, I'm out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll try my best to answer them. But thanks again, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, y'all.